Alright everybody, so I am here to do the rest of my rankings. It's so crazy, and it didn't save the titles here, so let's go through the titles. The first one is New Fave. We have new favorites or old favorites. They're basically my S tier best books. Then A, I named Awesome. These are awesome books. Really don't have hardly any flaws or just very special to me. B, I called a good book. Again, still not really that many flaws at all. It's a great book. It's a good book. I feel like people are pretty negative about this C tier or B tier, but I think these are awesome books. You know, they're great, and I really enjoyed them. C, I called not bad. So it's still not a bad book. It's still a good book. It's just not quite up there. Probably my lower end. I don't think I'll have any D because I had such a great reading year. So we'll see what happens. I haven't really gone through all of these yet, but I think that we won't have any in the D tier. The D tier I called Y. But again, I don't think we'll have any there. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do it in the order that I finished them, more or less, hopefully. Alright, so after I finished, or almost after I finished the Harry Potter reread, I actually started The Hobbit before I finished Harry Potter, but I had the Hobbit reread, and I love this book. It's a very special book. It used to be my favorite book of all time when I was younger, and so it's kind of hard to place, to be honest. See, this is already difficult. So The Hobbit, I think I'm gonna put in a good book. Right before Eye of the World there. It's kind of being stubborn. Alright, so I think The Hobbit is a good book. It's almost awesome. It's very special to me, but it didn't impact me quite as much as it did the last time I read it. Next is Dragon Reborn. Also a very special book to me, but newer. I'm in the midst of my Wheel of Time read through, but this is just audiobook. So Dragon Reborn I really enjoyed. So I'm just going to place it kind of in relation to The Great Hunt and Eye of the World, I believe. This read through is changing a lot of my rankings though, so just keep that in mind. I think I have Dragon Reborn just below Great Hunt, which is weird for me. I've always ranked Dragon Reborn higher than Great Hunt, but this read through has changed that. So the next one is a very special book to me. Oh, it's not that one, sorry. It's the next one. The next one is Deathly Hallows. So it was great reading. Harry Potter, it's been very special to do. Deathly Hallows is not my favorite of all of them. Where do I put it though? It is very special and it feels so good when you finish. So I think I'm gonna put it just below The Hobbit here, Deathly Hallows. So it is a special book to me. It is very satisfying to read, but it is not my favorite. It is a good book. It is a good book. This is the one that I was saying is very special to me, is And Then There Were None. It is not exactly my genre. It is kind of suspense slash horror, but it was such a wonderful read. I enjoyed it so much. You can watch my review on it. I'll have it linked down below. It is such a special book to me, and it was just so amazing. Such an amazing, suspenseful read. And it is definitely one of my new favorites. So I'm going to put it up here. I have to decide where I want it. I think I'm going to put it in between Half-Blood Prince and Persuasion. So it is definitely up there. It is a new favorite. Okay, the next is The Problem of Pain. The problem with this book is that I didn't really know what to expect going into it. I kind of had off expectations that weren't the best to go into this book. I thought it was going to be more encouraging than it was, with more application and less just a study of pain in the world, which was pretty depressing and kind of hard to get through. So even though this is a good book, and I do think I would recommend it to a lot of people, I don't think it's up there. Not good, but not bad. I think I might put it the lowest. Excuse me. It is flu season. So yeah, Problem of Pain. It was a tough read through, but I did get through it, and it did, excuse me, it did work. Alright, after that, I started my read through of Brandon Sanderson. Please don't spoil anything in the comments. I've only read The Way of Kings and Edge Dancer, so I haven't, oh, and Words of Radiance, excuse me. I've read Words of Radiance and then Edge Dancer, so please don't spoil anything for me. I'm about to start Oathbringer, which is so big that I can't even hold it. So I'm about to start Oathbringer, so please don't spoil anything in Oathbringer. Way of Kings was great. It was so much fun to read. A book that my brother loves because he's been reading lots of books that I love. And it was just so special for him to kind of encourage me through this book. So that was super special. I think I'm going to put it right under A Memory of Light. Wheel of Time's always going to be special to me, and it's hard to rank anything higher than that. But Way of Kings was wonderful. I loved the characters and the character studies and the character growth in that book. So that's where I'm going to put it. Then I started the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I did read it pretty separate from each other, just once a month, or every other month. I think it was once a month though. Starting with Fellowship. In the past read-throughs of Fellowship, I kind of got stuck in Fellowship because it takes so long for them to get out of the Shire, but this time it felt so quick and it felt fun and fine and not as long, probably because my reading speed is a lot better than it was the last time I read Lord of the Rings. So it's gonna rank pretty high. The problem is where. Goodness, I always struggle with this, you know what I mean? The problem is the world is just so special to me, but it's hard to disconnect that with just like this experience of reading, because the world is so special to me. I think I'm going to place it right below A Memory of Light. So bumping Way of Kings. I'm getting too many awesome books. This is the problem, is awesome shouldn't be this populous, but that's life. So yeah, Return of the King is very, very special to me. Next was the weird tennis racket face person is Murder at the Vicarage. I liked it way better than I expected. It has such a weird cover, and I really was not too sure about it. It was like kind of questioning what on earth is this about. So I'm gonna put it in a good book, and I do think I enjoyed it better than Murder on Orient Express. Well, did I? It was my first Miss Marple, and it was a little jarring to not have Poirot, to be honest. Now I'm questioning Murder Express if that's too low for that book. Because I did like that book. But I do remember parts dragged in Murder Express, so I think that's why I put it there. But yeah, Murder at the Vicarage was a great book. It was a little jarring for it to be Miss Marple, because it was the first one I've ever read of hers. Next, Shadow Rising. Shadow Rising was historically my favorite for quite a while of the Wheel of Time series. This read-through, I feel like I was going through some stuff, and so this read-through wasn't quite as good as usual. But it's still up there. I think I'm gonna still have to put it in favorites because it is one of my favorites, like top 3 Wheel of Time for me, but it wasn't quite as good. So usually it would be higher than Half-Blood, but this time it wasn't. I think this is where I'm gonna put it. Then Warbreaker. Warbreaker was my favorite Brandon Sanderson. I haven't really decided where to put Edge Dancer, so that might change, but Warbreaker is definitely a new favorite. I really want to reread it. Unfortunately, I don't really have time to reread it, but it was fantastic, especially because it was quite early in his career, so that's impressive. That's incredibly impressive. It's such a good book. So where to put it? Probably right below And Then There Were None. So quite up there, new favorite, definitely. Going Postal was also very good. This is the problem, is I didn't really have any bad reads this entire year, which is crazy to be able to say that you've had an entire year of fantastic reads. Really everything on this list is amazing. So Going Postal was also one of my favorite Terry Pratchett's I've read. It was, yeah, it's pretty much up there with all of them. It's really hard to place, but I think I'm going to put it up here with these Wheel of Times. Oh, that's hard. I don't know why y'all want to watch me do this, just torture myself. Going Postal. Yeah, I guess. I forgot Chronicles. I don't know why Chronicles of Avonlea is not on here. Well, there was another book that's missing on this list, but Chronicles of Avonlea was a reread, so it's fine. I'm just going to put the 2 Chronicles together, so I'll just do it that way. Chronicles of Avonlea and Further Chronicles of Avonlea just have such a special place in my heart. They are short stories, and it's a collection of short stories, which makes it very hard to place with books that have like an actual story, I guess. So that's really difficult to place, but they're just so special in my heart. I'm probably gonna put them right up here near Fellowship of the Ring, probably right below Fellowship of the Ring. So that's both volumes kind of put together as one, but it's a collection of short stories. If they had been ordered differently, they would be a new favorite, and I would read them over and over and over again, but they're ordered so weirdly, and the last story in the novel is not the best one, how it should be, and if that was the case, I think I would put it in new fave. Unseen, How I Lost My Vision But Found My Voice is a memoir from one of my YouTubers that I've followed for many, 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 many years. It was wonderful to read. It was great. There were parts where it's like, because I've been following her for so long, I already knew some of the stories, basically. So I'm not going to put it quite as high just because of that. Let's see. I think I'll put it right here above Vicarage. So still pretty high. Up here in Good Book. It was a great book. I should have said a great book instead of a good book because I keep on saying the word great. Fires of Heaven. I definitely liked this reread better than previous ones. When I first read Fires of Heaven, it really dragged and I really struggled to get through it. But this reread was a lot better, and I really like Fires of Heaven better than I did before. So I think I'm going to put it above Prisoner of Azkaban. Prisoner of Azkaban annoys me more than Fires of Heaven, basically. What a way to rank things. Words of Radiance. Words of Radiance was good. It was fantastic. However, it was very long. Like, really long. Way of Kings didn't feel long at all because it was a new world that I was learning. So it felt like it was moving quicker. But Words of Radiance felt very long in the beginning, felt very long. I loved the ending though. So it's one of those, like, what do you count? Do you count the overall story, the overall experience of reading it, or do you count how you felt at the end? So I think that really determines where I would put it. It is awesome. Before or after Way of Kings is my questioning right now. It's just like the characters went places where I wanted them to. So that was so satisfying. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna put it right here, behind, wow, I have too many awesomes. Right behind Fellowship of the Rings. It's very hard to top Tolkien. I hate it when authors that are newer are like, oh yeah, I'm better than Tolkien. No, you're not. Until your story has lasted for decades and decades and decades. I don't think you should go around saying that. Anyway, so that is Words of Radiance. I think I'm going to put it that high. Too many awesome books, but then again, it was a great reading year. Further Chronicles of Avonlea is where I've read, is what I read then next, but I already coupled it with Chronicles of Avonlea because they're basically the same novel. Alright, next is The Adventures of the Christmas Pudding, which is also a collection of short stories, so it is very hard to place. But 2 or 3 of those short stories, so half of the book, were like some of my favorite short stories I've ever read. You know what I mean? So that makes it very difficult to place again. I loved it so much. It was very hard to put down. Where do I put it though? I don't think it's as good as Third Girl. Third Girl had so many amazing moments and such good, like, psychology. Oh, I forgot Lord of Chaos. I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead. But I'm already talking about Christmas Pudding, so I'm gonna go ahead and place it right under Third Girl. Now let's actually go in the order that I'm supposed to be going in. Lord of Chaos is the next one that I'm supposed to be doing. Lord of Chaos, audiobook. It's very intense. It's very emotional. There are slower parts in Lord of Chaos. I think I'm gonna put it right at the top of a good book. Come on, Hobbit. There you go. Hobbit's like, no, don't supplant me. Okay. So Lord of Chaos was very good. It was very nice to reread it. I think I liked it better than my first read through. But again, it's hard. Like, bad things happen. You know, it's kind of hard to rank a book because bad things happen. Two Towers is my favorite of the Lord of the Rings series. I don't know if you know that. It just is so emotional and beautiful and lovely, and love the characters, love Treebeard, love everyone in the Rohirrim, love Shelob, which is in Two Towers in the books. So I have to put it in favorite. There's no question. I think the question is where in new favorite. It's a reread, so it's kind of hard to compare. I really wish I could like reread it for the first time. You know what I mean? I can't believe I'm doing this, but I think it's right under Death on the Nile. Yeah. Alright, and then for something completely different. Edge Dancer is the next one, which is pretty short. It's like a novella, and it's like a little novella to go in between these ginormous 1,000-page books. And it's only like, I don't know, 150 to 200 pages, so it's so hard to compare between all these big books. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I think it might be my favorite Sanderson work, just for his character work. To be inside a character's head, like Lift, and how expertly he did that, and how everything she thinks is in character, the entire book, for 200 pages. It's just a work of talent, a work of brilliance. So it is a new favorite. I think, how can you compare that to And Then There Were None? You know what I mean? Like, those two things are so separate. And Then There Were None is like completely opposite to it. So it's so hard to decide which one was better. But it's not really better, it's what I enjoyed the most. And I think I enjoyed And Then There Were None slightly more, because it was so atmospheric, if you know what I mean. So I think I'm gonna put it right above Warbreaker, just for its comedy, which is so funny that's ended up next to And Then There Were None. And then Return of the King. Return of the King is always very emotional when you get done. When you get done with it, you just feel so accomplished and so tired, like you've done a great journey. And yeah, it's just, that is a very similar feeling to Memory of Light. And I don't know though, like there's so many parts that I had like forgotten about, that aren't in the movies, that are just very special. The love triangle's not as annoying as in the movies. In the movies, it's like, why is this love triangle here? Yeah. The ending is so good. It's long, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you get through with it. It's so hard to place. I think I'm going to put it right above Shadow Rising. I think that's what I've decided. That was so hard. It's way harder when all of them are ones you like. So, this is where my year ended off, and you can tell how amazing this year has been of reading. I could make an argument for all the not bad to be bumped up. All of them. I could make a case. But yeah, it was an amazing reading year, and I'm so proud of myself and so grateful for everyone watching, and grateful that I could do this YouTube thing with y'all, and that y'all were on this journey with me, all of these crazy books, and yeah, next year is going to be great, and I'm excited for next year too, but it's going to feel very different than this year. So, yeah, this year was like the best of the best, which is so nice. So nice to feel. So, yeah, I think that's it, and thank y'all so much for watching, and hopefully you'll join me for 2026. Happy New Year's!